Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to look at finding the median, and this is really touching 5th grade content as well as 6th grade content. So I hope this helps the students and the parents as they work at home. Don't forget, I do make a mistake for my students to identify for extra credit, and I hope this helps y'all. So let's get started. So first, let's look at some notes. So the median is another measure of center like the mean. So when you're looking at measures of center, sometimes the mean will show a better point of the middle of the data, and then sometimes the median will. So you need to know how to do both. And then the median is the middle of your data. So when I tell my students, when you hear median, it's a lot like the median of the road. That's what the middle of the road is like. So when you hear median, think of middle of the road. To find the median, you can order your numbers from least to greatest, but you could also order them from greatest to least, whichever way that you would like better or is easier for you. I just usually go least to greatest with them. And then you're going to find the middle number. So just a little hint, sometimes there will be an even amount of data points, so then you'll have two numbers in the middle, and if that happens, then you'll need to add them together. So add those two numbers, and then you're going to divide by 2. So you're finding the mean of the data. So let's look at some examples. Okay, so we're going to find the median. So the first thing we need to do is we need to order them, and that's something that the students always forget, always mess up on, make those simple mistakes, is they don't order the data first, or they will forget a number when they're ordering the data. So I'm going to go least to greatest. So we have 3, and then I tell my students, mark it out after you write it down. So we have 3, and then 4, and then 5, but we have 2 5s. So that's another thing that my students ask is, like, if there's 2 of the same number, do you have to write it? Absolutely, because that's a separate data point. Even though it's the same, that just means the person got the same number twice. So we'll mark out that 5, and then we have a 6, 7, and then we have 2 10s. So now, I tell my students, just use your fingers or use a pencil, and you're going to start on the outside, and then as you move in on one side, you're going to have to move in on the other. So you're going to move in 1, and then 2, and then since we have 10 data points here, we have 2 numbers in the middle. We have 5 and 6. Now, before we get to finding that middle number, a lot of my students are like, oh, I like to mark out, and so they start marking out the sides. But that method, I tell my students they can use it, but it's so easy to make a mistake with, because you'll mark more than one on one side and forget to mark the corresponding one on the other side. So I say, just use your fingers. Just move into the middle. So now, we do have 2 numbers in the middle. So we're going to find the sum of those numbers. So 5 plus 6 is 11. And then you're going to take that 11 and you're going to divide it by 2, because you're finding the middle of those numbers. So 11 divided by 2 is 5 and 5/10. So you would say your median is 5 and 5/10. Okay, so let's look at one other example. So it says find the median of these test scores. So first, we're going to either list them least to greatest or greatest to least. So I'm going to go least to greatest again. So I have 77. And then my next one will be 83. And then I do have another 83. And the next one would be 85. 87, 90, 93. Oh, we do have another 90. 94 and 99. So another little tip is you can go back and count the number of data points you have and see if you have the same amount listed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I do have the same amount listed. So let's start on the sides. And we're going to move in together and see where our fingers lie. So they did lie between that 80, or we had 2 in the middle because we have an even amount of data points. So I have 87 and 90. So first I'm going to have to add them. So 87 plus 90 is 177. And then we're going to have to take 177 and divide it by 2. And that's 88.5, or 88 and 5/10. Okay, so our median is 88 and 5/10. So even though it is not a data point, that still is the middle or the center of our data. Now I do want to redo this example, but I'm going to take off the last data point just to show you what happens when you have an odd amount of data points. Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 data points. And so if I come to the center, I meet together at 87. So then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 data points on one side and 1, 2, 3, 4 data points on the other. So I have the same amount of data points on each side. So that means that 87 would be your new median. I hope this video helped you all. I hope that everybody is staying safe and healthy while you are at home. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that red subscribe button. We'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.